I got a guest on the phone, and this gentleman is going to. I'm going to let me tell you who he is and why he's locked up for why he's locked up. Tell the audience who you are and let them know your reasoning for being locked up.
Well, my name is Gregory Walker. My inmate number is 340785. I was locked up 2016 for a murder case which was supposed to have been an accident
Okay.
of
Now,
Deontae Mitchell.
of a Deontay Mitchell. Okay. Now, everybody in the Detroit area and in the surrounding Michigan area in Ohio is familiar with this case, but we're going to touch down on the case later. Okay, Gregory, how have you been doing, Mr. Walker, sir? How have you been doing?
Well, many time I'm blessed. After other things that I've been through, I put my hands in the higher power.
Amen to that, my brother. Amen. So, Mr. Walker, you've been away for about what, 5 years? A little bit,
Yes,
about
five going on six.
going on 6 years. Okay, Mr. Walker, in that time that you've been locked up in the Michigan Department of Corrections, what have you been doing with yourself and what have you been doing with your time?
Well, I've been maintaining a job, um, getting my religions in priority together. Plus, I took up anger management classes, and I completed anger management. Now I'm doing the AA Anonymous class so far. And then I've been writing pastors and doing New Creation Bible study through the mail, writing Kingdom Corporate Ministry, asking for prayers on my behalf on my case.
Okay, have any of these guys reached back out to you or that you
Yes,
know of?
yes, Kingdom Corporate Minister send me little letters every month, once a month.
Okay. And are those letters getting you through and helping uplift you and
Yes,
spiritually?
yeah, yes, it's helping me. It's lifting me up real spiritual, and like I do Bible course through the mail once a month, and like I was doing it today. So and then I thought about the interview I was supposed to have with you,
Mm-hmm.
and it just brought me to a spiritual move because some of the Bible study question was asking about the forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So so and then I was just thinking about how many other people would forgive me as God forgave me.
Okay. The key word is have you forgiven yourself first?
Yeah, yes, I had to forgive myself. I
Oh,
had to forgive myself in order to deal with the situation because I was really down when I first got in.
okay. So let's talk a little bit. Okay, now Deontay Mitchell, he was a 13-year-old young man here out of Detroit, Michigan, who was killed
Yeah,
by you. Am I right, Mr. Walker?
yes, he was. Yes, he was deceased by me.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna say deceased by you if that's more comfortable. I'm gonna
Yes.
say that. Okay. So, Mr. Walker, two other people were also convicted with you on this charge: Lillian Roberts and Ernest Coleman. Who were they to you?
Ernest Coleman was Lillian's son, which Lillian was a girlfriend.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the day that all this happened. I want to say the day was it May 31st? Was that the day, sir?
Yes,
To the
May
right?
31st.
May
May
31st.
31st.
Okay, let's go back to that day. Leading up to before this happened, what was your day like? What were you doing, Mr. Walker?
Well, we was outside. I was outside drinking and barbecuing, playing with the kids. having a good time,
Mm-hmm.
and not knowing that the end of that day was gonna come up to this, me
Okay.
being in prison for 40 years.
What did can we say? Let's just see. Were you under the influence of anything this day?
Yes, alcohol.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Walker. Alcohol, and did you let it be known to the investigators that you were on, alcohol consuming alcohol that day?
Yes, I did.
Who are you, Mr. Walker? What were you doing with your life before all of this happened?
Well, like I had been through a lot of drug treatment and everything, and I finally got my life back in order besides the drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I got back into selling marijuana,
Okay.
and the marijuana led me into moving in with Lillian Roberts.
Okay.
And so I was taking care of my kids out there. Yes, I was. And somehow I got caught back up in the life of selling weed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what led me back up to the store that night that it happened with Deontae Mitchell. Someone
Okay.
called
Oh,
me
wait a
on the
minute.
phone for some help.
Wait, before we go through there, okay. Now you stated that you were going through drug treatment and you went through
I
drug
did drug
treatment,
treat.
you got yourself together. How long were you
Hmm.
clean, Mr. Walker, before this incident took
You have
place?
1 minute remaining.
Well, I was clean for over a year.
Over a year. Okay.
Hmm.
Could you tell us, what were you drinking that day, and was you under the influence of marijuana or not?
No, I wasn't under the influence of marijuana because I had left drugs alone, the alcohol problem, and the medication that I was taking.
Okay. Now,
I was prescribed Norcos, and I knew I
narcos.
shouldn't have been.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I knew I ain't supposed to have been drinking on it.
Okay.
So, but the
So,
Norcos, they was prescribed for my back for when I got shot.
okay. So, what were you drinking with a
I was
Norcos?
drink, I was drinking hard liquor. I think we was drinking Cavassi. We started off with for me and a couple of people started off with Cavassi. Then somebody else came. We started drinking Remy.
Okay. Cavassier, you mean
Yeah, Cavassier.
Okay.
Cunningham.
Okay. Now, Greg, I've spoke to you before, and I know it's kind of hard for you to relive that day. Talk to us and tell us how did it all lead up to this from the beginning of going to the store all the way down. Go ahead and talk to us.
Well, I was called. I was called up to the store to sell some marijuana to the guys, and guys never showed up. I went in the store, and I believe I called him back, and he said he was coming up the street. So I went in the store and grabbed me another bottle while I was waiting. By the time I had to urinate. I went to the back of the store, came back. Uh, Two young boys, Deontae and his cousin, was on bikes. No, before I went to the back, they asked me, did I have some change? I told them, keep an eye on the car. By the time I come back, the dawn light was on, and the door was open.
Mm-hmm.
One of them took off on the bike, ended up catching Deontae. Asked him, where did the guy go with the stuff that they took out the car? And it led from there. I ended up putting him in the car
Mm-hmm.
and trying to find his mother. And so any adult to talk to me about the whereabouts of the other guy that took the stuff and notified what they was doing up at the store that night.
Okay. Could you tell us what did they take from the vehicle?
They took, well, it's not on record, but they took marijuana and a few dollars. I think about $70 or $80, if I'm not mistaken, out the council.
Okay, because in the media they put it
They're
that
saying that I dropped it.
yeah, a wallet. You dropped your wallet.
No, no, I don't. I didn't never carry the wallet. Long as everybody knew me, I ain't never carried no wallet.
Okay. See, this is why I always talk to the inmates to get their side of the truth because the media and the police, their work is all guesswork in a lot of situations. So that's why I like to
Mm.
go straight to the source and find out the exact truth. Because the media had it as okay, you dropped your wallet and he
Yeah,
get
that's what the media is saying. I dropped it.
okay. Now go ahead and carry on. Okay.
Yeah, they. Uh, so after going to a few houses in the neighborhood, knocking on doors and everything, a house on, I think it's Heavy Hill or whatever. They hear gunshots end up ringing out at the car. The media knew that. They didn't hear none of this. This all they put me as a betrayal of me kidnapping a little boy and strangling him to death for no apparent reason. But that's not how it went. If I could take everything back, I would. I would have just um, popped him a couple times and sent him home. But
Right.
my thing was when we did something in the neighborhood. Anybody grew up in that neighborhood, whatever they did, whatever a child done to them, even when we was growing up, we was we was told the neighbors should do what they had to do to get us back to the parents and let our parents deal with it. And that's what I had them intentionally to do.
Okay.
But things got out of control
Oh,
as they did.
look.
Accidents do happen in the split of the moment in drinking in any kind of intoxication.
Okay. Now you got Deontay in the vehicle. As you
Yes.
guys are riding around looking for his parents or whomever else, the other individuals with him, it was yourself, Lydian Richards, and what,
Lillian Roberts.
Lillian Roberts, okay, and Ernest Coleman, correct?
Hmm. Yes.
Okay. Now, what's going on in the vehicle as you guys are riding around? What is the demeanor of Deontay while he's in his vehicle?
Deontay was in good care. And even though I struck him a couple times, not intentionally to hurt him, but to try to get some information on whereabouts his mother was, or any kind of parents I could talk to. He's wasn't no threat of getting really hurt like what happened. Deontay was offered drinks when I went and got out this car to go into the gas station. Deontay was offered something to eat. Deontay was offered. He was offered to use the phone too to try to get in touch with his mother.
Did he
If
use the
they didn't
phone?
never go.
Did he
Yes,
use?
they didn't never go through our phone records to see did he make any calls to a number or to his mother's number or his auntie number. They didn't do none of this, but they just portrayed as we was just out there to hurt an innocent child, which was not true.
Okay. What happened as he made the phone calls? Did he get in touch with
This
anyone?
he got in touch with someone, but this the point. When we got to the address that he said told us that we was going, a gunfire shots rang out. Even with the guy that got on the stand and testified against me, talking about I shot in the air. They didn't investigate that because that was a lie. At nighttime, you're gonna see fire come from a gun.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
they didn't investigate none of that. He was an incredible witness. He lied on stand, and then the judge the judge was making it seem like that I was making faces. Yes, I was telling my lawyer to question him about it.
Mm-hmm.
They not everybody seen the video. They showed the part of me putting him in the car. But when he said I shot, I asked my lawyer to show on video I shot a gun.
Right. Now, in that
And
surveillance footage, right?
yeah,
It shows you in the store and you brandished a chrome
yeah,
plated
I
gun.
brandished the gun in the store. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it's showing. But it's never showing me shooting outside that store and everybody running.
No, that didn't show that because I saw that surveillance video that was on the
Yeah,
media and it never showed that.
yeah, yeah. But that's all in the transcript. That's what the judge portrayed me as an evil, violent person, saying I shot in a crowd of innocent bystanders. I never shot that night.
Exactly. Okay. You guys are riding around. He made a few phone calls. Okay.
Yeah.
What happened after that? Did you guys go to a location or you were still riding around?
We was still riding around. We dropped another person off at the casino. Went back and picked him up, everything. But at this time, Deontae had got real combative. Got the kicking at the windows and stuff, and I just tried to restrain him.
Tell us what happened when you tried to restrain him.
And by me, well, I really don't know all of the things that happened, but I know I grabbed him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I grabbed him, and minutes later, I hear Lillian screaming, saying, "Hey, he dead! He dead! I think he dead!" And I panicked. Yes, I pushed him off. Now I grabbed him to see was he shot or anything, and I panicked and pushed him out the car. That's anything. Anybody that experience would experience something when they drinking probably would have did. Now that I'm in here and I've been getting my thoughts together,
Mm-hmm.
I've been sitting thinking I should have took him to the hospital. I should have did a lot of things different.
Right. Now,
But things happen so quick in a flash of a moment. It changed my whole life. So it made me really sit back and think what all I could have did. Plus the classes I'm taking
mm-hmm.
make you be aware of things you could have did.
Right. Now, how
So
long did you ride around with the young man in the back seat of the vehicle or the front seat? Where was he located at? Front of the back?
he was in the back.
How long did you ride around with his body before you dumped it?
How long?
You have 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, it was like when I found out, we panicked. We all panicked, and Ernest pulled up Lillian pulled up, and it wasn't even 10 minutes.
Okay.
It wasn't even 5 minutes, because we panicked.
And is that when you dropped the body off on Harper and
Harper.
Baldwin?
Yes.